Okay, welcome back. We're happy Chopper, and just felt like I want to speak about karma. Um, Personal remarks on what I'm doing. Just lighting some incense, burn away them demons that be trying to get in. So, karma and how it relates to them demons. You see, even though I walk on the path of the light, I try to keep my soul clean in what I say and do. That comes down to how I think and feel too. And I can't honestly say 100% of the time that I'm being happy chappy. That's just something to hold on to, that I can go back to and know that that's a place of light, a place where I am happy and I'm not letting them nasty thoughts affect me, the demons, by actions of other demons that's surrounding me, in viewing and seeing what they do, in how they do it, seeing them and looking through them. And trying to see that light within them, while shining to them, trying to connect. On the physical plane, we'd say metaphorically, but no, it is on a physical plane to me, because it's spiritual, and all is spiritual, even physical. So I've explained before, if you look at anything on a close enough level, it's not as physical as you believe. That solidness, it's just energy moving extremely fast, and appears to be in stillness. So, when karma is part of life, it's part of us as beings, as structures, sinners. As there's nothing, well, there is ways, but I don't know how to stay in that field. There's a way of being like God, like using Jesus Christ, the Savior of the Bible, as an example, to the place that he went to. There is that place in consciousness. And I can say that because I've been there. And not that I've been there once, but I've been there a few times. Where You could come up to me with a gun and put it to my head, and I'd just love you still. Love the gun, love the situation, love it all. It'll have no meaning to me as a physical person. I would love it for the creation that it was, and have no fear. No fear of the gun, no fear of the bullet in it, no fear of what would be done with that. No fear of the death that could come from that. No fear of that person thinking even of putting that there to me head to cause death, but knowing if that was the situation that I'd feel nothing towards it but love. Because I was in that place that is spoken of in the Bible. I don't follow the Bible, I don't follow religion. I'm spiritual. And God's spiritual. You look for God on physical planes, building monasteries, churches, different things like that. And recently I've been thinking, and I've thought of this before, going to a monastery to be away from the demons that's out there. As when I see them, it physically just, well, I get the word rebuke, but it makes me feel that way. And so, in the sense of monastery, I am in me monastery, me home. But even deeper than that, me body, me mind, me soul. And I'm locked in there. You know, spiritual warfare. Fighting everyone's demons out there, including me. Seeing the battle going on. Where I observe all that's happening in here and out there. And casting light on it. And as I cast that light and radiate it out there, in the hope and faith that it reaches people sooner than later. As I've seen the demons trapped in them souls, in them bodies, and watched them being taken away. And every day it happens. And I see it as because man has let demon in for it to become a way of the way we live in this day and age, that the demons have overpowered people's souls, people's bodies, and manipulated them into a way of being, trying to fit in with each other instead of being unique in who they are, and speaking out what they feel and hear in who they are, not speaking out in what they are. And what they are will be how they're controlled by the demons outside of them. For they who keep up with the Joneses, for example, they who aim for the top, they who want nothing but money, to feel that the wealth is everything. They who have no compassion for another, because the focus is aiming for the top. They who want to look more beautiful than another, because they see it on a screen. That sex sells. So they stimulate the mind and body towards that. And then that sexual energies give off and not held within the person, within the being. It's wasted out there. And I don't know what the word is, but no sex, no masturbation, no sexual energy given off and held within yourself can be so much more powerful to who you are. And open up that creation in the mind and stimulate that soul that's within you, so you can vibrate out as that bright light that you are within yourself, instead of the darkness creeped up and closing you in. It's like a little hole within all that darkness, but you've got to get out of that hole, but busting out and clearing away all that darkness. And to be aware of the contact that you have with the world. Why is it you do the things that you do? Do you understand what's behind all that? Is it you, or is it a programming of you, which would be the darkness overcoming the soul, stepping in the darkness of the mind and the body, taking away what's good for you and giving you things that make you feel good in a moment, which is not so good for you in the long run. That you feel pain mostly through your life, unsatisfied with life, lurking in the shadows for other desires that you see from or through others, captured by that darkness of others, while always seeing it as something special because it looks good to the eye, using your senses. That traps you in that darkness. And then the mind grasping it. Oh, this would be great for me if I had it. Oh, yes. And then your body starts to feel towards it. So you start venturing out to get it. Yet, all of that's been created within you. What you've seen is an illusion. And if you get that illusion on the physical plane, you will find that that's all it was, that when you have it, that you will still feel that way that you've been feeling. Now, as you conjure up that illusion in the moment and seeing it and observing it and creating that feeling within you, you'll have realized that you can do this anytime, anywhere. And all you have to do is put the effort in. And that means taking control of who you are and staying focused on that. And so let's just say on the physical plane, you do venture out and you find all this. And it does make you feel that wonderful being. Let's just say you're creating that physical feel from your desire, what's in here, not from all the things that you see out there through the demon world, as it is on the physical plane. And that's why we carry a shadow. It's to show our darkness, that we aren't that light that we like to think that we are. The light is covered in darkness. And we can carry that and shine brightly, but to know that that darkness is always fighting against you. And so we go when we find the physical materials that we desire through how we've focused on it, how we've observed other things and created that feeling within us. You get that? We create that feeling within us. The feeling towards it all is created within us, not out there. Out there is the illusion that gives us something to think about and feel about. But we are the ones to think about it. Then we feel about how we're thinking. Not what we've seen. What we've seen was just a picture to start a process. You can close your eyes and create the best picture you could ever create. And it is no different than when you have them open. And if you could find that beautiful picture with your eyes closed, the peace, the love, the harmony of just being, understanding what it's like to talk to yourself, to say to the soul that I love you, to ask the soul what would it feel like to truly feel love, that peace, that harmony, and just be there in the moment with the soul and see the messages it creates in your mind, sending you vibrations to show you, yet you'll probably open your eyes and look for something to stimulate your senses, like a mobile phone, something to eat, or go out and look at other people's desires and capture them and bring them home with you and conjure up something that would be yours while it's not even yours. Yet you can always just switch that off, be with yourself, and ask, what is it that I want? What is love? How would love feel? How would I feel if I was in love? How would I be? And you will begin to see. And that vibration will come to the mind in pictures to create illusions to your senses and give you off that feeling all is an illusion, whether it come from the dark or from the light. Because you're only feeling in a way towards one side or the other. And one side being the dark on the physical plane, while other being the light on the spiritual plane. And what you'll find with the darkness is that you're always seeking for more, that you're never satisfied within here. Because the light's in here, and it's deeper than what you see on the surface, because it's more spiritual. As I say, everything's spiritual, but it's more spiritual in the unseen, on the non-physical level. So when you turn in and capture that light, the essence of what truly makes you feel that love, that peace, the harmony, will be when you arrive in with the light. When you ask yourself, when you ask that intelligence that's within you that controls you, in the healing of you, in the being of you. As I said before, if you cut your finger, it automatically heal, because that being, that essence is within you, of that light, that true intelligence. Yet you look out instead of looking within and asking, what is it that I need to do? Where do I need to go? Show me the way. And you will be guided like the Lord was. It will bring you to that God that's within you, that intelligence that's within you, and it shines all around you. As in, that's how you see the darkness and everything in the physical side, because the light's shining on it. And if it wasn't, there would be nothing. You wouldn't see any shapes or physical objects. There would be absolutely nothing. So you need to have that balance. Yet, when we turn in and find that light, that true essence of intelligence that creates us and all that's around us, we can be in love with who we are and everything that's around us, in what we are and how we're connected to everything, in that intelligence that is not the ego venturing out on an imbalance on one side of the physical world, seeing and trying to capture what others are capturing, being the demons of the world, in our beliefs, in how we vibrate. And when we vibrate like that, because we are bioelectric magnetism fields, because we give off an electrical field, and as people we magnetize each other. We get drawn to each other, like different sexes, we get drawn into each other, as we're designed that way, because we weren't designed to be alone. It was part of the test on the physical level, where man and woman came together, and would they be able to sustain that light that's within them by having the darkness on the outside of another influencing them. which would mean the two of them would have to come to the one light, or two as one. And then you find that in love, in true love, in a moment where they would create a child, or how it would supposed to be, and how I would see it, obviously. Obviously not how life is in today. How life is it's all fun and games till someone does get pregnant. Ruling by the darkness. But if we can look and understand the vibration that we give from looking within and asking ourselves, what is it that we want? Understanding who we are. I'm waiting for that answer, forever, how long it may take, and to repeatedly do it till we find who we truly are. And then follow that path, and know that all that will come in will be the fighting force to stop you from going on that path. But to know that unseen, infinite intelligence that you don't see has more power than anything out there on the physical level. As you see within yourself and how you heal automatically, you don't even think to do that. It just happens. Because of that higher intelligence that you would like to think that is you, the ego, while it's not. Yet it's part of you. And it brings you all that you desire. Because you've got that choice, that godly choice that is given to you. And so you'll be drawn to people, and people will be drawn to you and how you're thinking and feeling in whatever you're thinking and feeling about. So if you wanted to be an astronaut, what type of people do you think will end up surrounding you, that will end up coming into your way of life? Considering you focus on being an astronaut, what type of people do you think is going to circulate around you? You focused for being an astronaut for 10 years. Think of them people that will be around you. Do you think you're going to be in a place full of plumbers, electricians, builders? No. Because you won't have give off that vibration. And as I speak of karma, it's a karma cycle. Because you stayed focused on being an astronaut, what you will find is you'll probably be in some direction towards NASA or some, like CERN maybe. Some of them fields. I'm not saying that's good or bad, that'll be a perception which is creeping in there, as you see, and even causes outside illusions that it was funny. Yet it's not funny. But yet, because that darkness has a magnetism and it has a lot, a lot of energy circulates around it, it has me drawn to it. Yet I know things behind it, which makes me laugh in a retaliation, but yet it is not funny. So what you find is that magnetism of who we are is sent out through that electrical field. Like lightning. Think of the lightning hitting the earth. As we walk upon that earth, it gives us that energy field from underneath us, creating that light within us, and also the light that shines upon us. Yet, as the physical, we smother it all in darkness. And if we let that darkness overtake the focus of that light in who we are and what is best for us by asking, what is best for me? What shall I do? Then we'll be smothered in that darkness. And if we can follow what's in here, be looking in here, we'll be okay. Because we'll be with our true essence of that force, that intelligence that's within us all, that comes from the ground, that comes from the air, that fills us up. Yet we smothered with that darkness from looking at all the things that we see in sight, using all of our senses, seeing, feeling, being, yet living every day in life as if it was a torture. Or we can look within and find that light and let it guide us to where we're meant to be, and understanding the true essence of who we are in that light and that dark. That it is a balance of life on this world that will tug and pull at us. And we need to stay balanced, or we'll fall to one side. You see, I could say just go into the spiritual side of everything, into the light, and just be the light. But you still have a physical body. And I spent a few years mastering, practicing, going into the light. But it destroyed my physical side of life. It took me away from it. Now, when I look back, it wasn't meant to be. I had to do that. I had to learn to bring the spiritual into life, into my creation of who I am as a physical being. So I had to go and capture that light. And instead of it being trapped in here, bring it out to the surface level So it meant I had to change a lot of ways in who I was, ways I thought, ways I acted, things I'd say, and balance that out so I could live the physical life and yet be happy in who I am and try to share that with others so they could see that there's a better way than just living on that dark side. And that does come from balancing life on the spiritual plane and the physical. As it's one, as I've said, you look deep enough, it's all spiritual. It is all the light. It's just that the light gets caught up into trapped energy that creates a darkness within that light. Where it does assume or seem to the senses that it is the darkness that's trapping the light, but yet it's the light that traps the dark within itself. Creating an illusion. Anyway, I hope this has give you some insight to who you are and how to ask, to find a way out when you feel that you can't find a way out, and how to ask yourself to look within and ask, what do I need to do? How would I feel if I was truly happy? How would I feel if I was in love? How would I feel if I was wealthy and healthy in my life? And yes, I did say wealthy. As in the amount of resources in this world is way more than the people, than animals, than everything. The resource is the light that creates everything. And with that light, everyone should be abundant in life. There should be no poorness. There should be no people on the street. There should be no anger among people, frustration. But when you look at the darkness that's brought into that creation and how we as beings, being the master of all animals, have brought that upon the earth, that darkness, and overpowered that light by our darkness. And things that we say, do, how we act, we follow the dark way, which leaves people being greedy to reach that top, that we want to be better than another, to feel that they're going to feel accomplished, fulfilled with inside if they get to that destination, till if they get to that height in their job, to that career, to get that mansion that they desire, get that Ferrari that they want. Magnetized by the illusion. Yet, if everyone was able to see within themselves what truly made them happy, they could be happy. As if you were give that illusion, every single person, it would not make you happy. And what would be the first thing that you'd probably say? Yeah, but it'll help make me happy. And you say that from a want, not from a knowing. You see, there is rich people out there that is happy, and there's some that's not. But it's not the wealth that's making them happy. It's them within themselves, in how they're thinking and feeling. And to get such wealth became from how they were thinking and feeling towards that, yet managing who they are outside of all that surrounds them, not being captured by that, because they could have so easily been pulled or swayed in a way just the same as you or I today. When we go out, are we going to let something else outside of us sway our way? Then what's best for our day will be up to you. And with the karma that you send out there in that cycle, will be the way that you keep revolving round and round and round until you step out of that cycle and look within and follow what is truly best for you. Instead of being on a cycle, going on that straight line, accomplishing everything in your path that you need to accomplish to find out who you are and finding that treasure within, away from sin, with love and peace in who you are, and enjoying that life, that choice, that godly choice that you get. This happy chappy, and I was thinking of changing my end. It became that time to change again, where I always go love and peace, and I do mean that. But yeah, I was thinking of doing something else because I'm kind of getting bored of that. I think that's shouldn't have to be said. In people in general, we should always be at peace with one another, and we should always love one another. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe that teaching's needed. Anyway, well, happy chappy, love and peace.